kind of unheard of to hear not just him say that, but to say the board of directors and I have agreed I will continue in my role for approximately 5 more years. I think this is probably to attempt to clear up any ongoing discussions about how much longer he might have at the helm, particularly on a day at which they made a very clear promotion to 2 of his 5 main operating committee lieutenants. Gordon Smith, as Seema said, head of the retail bank, he's 61, and Daniel Pinto at 55. Excuse me, Gordon Smith is 59, James Dimon is 51. Daniel Pinto at 55. They run the 2 biggest parts of the bank below Jamie Dimon, and were the 2 most obvious heir apparent. If anything were to happen to Jamie Dimon, or he were to decide to go soon, clearly with this, they're promoting those 2, making clear the power that they have within the bank, but at the same time, Jamie Dimon saying he's there for 5 more years.
So, Mike, Dimon, I believe, and Wilf, correct me if I'm wrong, CEO since 2005. This now, so 13 years at the helm. Now we're talking about 18 years if he carries this out. And a criticism of late has been succession and how many lieutenants JPM has lost to other places because they saw the writing on the wall. They were not getting that CEO job. And if nothing else, Jamie Dimon making it very clear right now he intends to stick around.
Intends to stick around, and I don't think it's obviously going to quiet that talk, simply because, as Wolf says, these guys are of an age where it's not obvious that one of them is going to be the successor, if in fact Jamie Dimon stays the 5 years that he says right now. Of course, I wonder if also putting 5 years out there is an attempt to quash the talk of perhaps running for president, which has always surrounded him as well,
True.
which would obviously take him past 2020.
There's a lot of parallels here between him and Iger.
Completely. They took over around the same time. And there's been this kind of, although with Iger, he sort of had an explicit departure date that he kept rolling forward and has done that a few times. That's not quite the case with Dimon.
Wilf, how do you think, so having Dan Pinto and Gordon Smith now as co-COOs, what is the significance of that, especially for 2 guys who now know that Mr. Dimon plans to stick around in the top job for some time?
Yeah, well, you see, I think it's interesting. Gordon Smith, 59, in my reporting recently, just before earnings season, when we did a big piece on potential long-term successes for both Blankfein at Goldman Sachs and Dimon at JP Morgan, one of the parts of the reporting was that he wasn't desperate to become CEO. He loved his job, and this promotion is probably exactly the kind of thing he was looking for. Pinto, head of the investment bank at 55, may well still have some ambitions, and assuming it's not quite the full 5 years for Dimon at the helm from here, he's still possibly a candidate. So you could actually frame this the other way, Kelly, to say that these promotions keep these 2 happy in the meantime. And then there's the other 3 members of the operating committee. Mary Erdos, the head of the asset management arm, she's only 50. Doug Petno, the head of the commercial bank, he's only 52. And Marianne Lake, the CFO, she's only 48. So again, those other lieutenants probably aren't feeling a need to leave just simply because Jamie Dimon said 5 years. You know, some of those past lieutenants you mentioned in the past that we maybe have anointed as heir apparents in the media did feel the need to leave, but of course they're all older than that younger bunch of names that are still there at JP Morgan than I just said. So I think, the fact Jamie's saying, Mr. Dimon is saying 5 more years, and at the same time the 2 eldest of those lieutenants are being promoted, probably shows their commitment in the short term.